Welcome to my corner of the multiverse. I'm so glad that you accepted my invitation this week. This is the Salty Goddess Podcast, your midweek hump day, guilty pleasure, and I'm Margaret Perry. Let's get right into today's discussion. Let's talk about being wronged by someone and seeking revenge or vengeance. Y'all, I know you've been listening to me, and I know you heard me say, time is your most valuable currency. So why are you wasting it trying to get revenge or vengeance? Now, I don't ascribe to any specific religion, and for the most part, I think it was written by old wrinkly white dudes, so I'm not into it. However, the Christian Bible does state, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." There's a reason for this. Ladies and gentlemen, so someone has done you wrong. Somebody treated you poorly, stole from you, talked horribly about you. Who knows, whatever the insult, the injury, or the wound is, I get it. They did it. And our initial bite back is that we're going to get our due. We're going to balance that ledger, that book. I got news for you. That is not a ledger that is your responsibility to balance. Somewhere out there in the multiverse is some higher power, and I don't give a shit what you call it, but I'm telling you, it is not your place to balance that ledger. It is a waste of your time, a waste of your resources. And guess what? You're allowing those individuals to live rent-free in your brain, taking up your space and your time. For what? For what? And today we're going to talk about why it's an asinine thought process that this is what you're going to do. Because there's a number of things you don't know. So it makes it difficult when you start talking about this whole divine bullshit that I'm supposed to exact my vengeance, exact my revenge. I have news for you. It's a waste. And if you're doing all the things to better yourself, to be successful, you don't need to worry about revenge and you don't need to worry about vengeance. As I have often said, there was a wise man that told me, Anne Margaret, you don't seek revenge. The best revenge that you can impose upon someone else is your success. So you best get busy building your successes. And let me explain to you the number of reasons why this is some of the best advice I had ever received. Ever. And I received it at a young age, not really understanding fully why it was so important, much like many of the lessons that my dad often imparted upon me that I had zero knowledge of the understanding or what was behind most of what he was saying to me at that time. So let's start right at the beginning. Vengeance, revenge. Maybe the individual that wounded you, injured you, insulted you, stole from you, whatever. Maybe we don't know what's in their mind. We don't know what's in their heart. We don't understand why they did the things they did. And I would wager that intent is just as important as the action itself. All right? So if this person thought that they were doing what was in the best interest of those around you, in your best interest, if their actions came from a place of love, caring, and concern, that's a different intention, isn't it, than trying to screw you over? I dare say it is. It is. So, you don't know fully what is in someone else's mind, what is in someone else's heart. So wouldn't you say that when you're going to exact revenge or vengeance, it's like a punishment. Don't you think the punishment should fit the crime? Because I do. So if you don't really know their intent and you're just raging around trying to get vengeance, that's kind of crazy. So if you don't know the true intent of their actions, how can you mete out or deliver an adequate or appropriate punishment? I dare say you cannot. Strike number one. Strike number one. Strike number two could be, are you 100% sure they're the ones that did it? If you're not 100% sure, how can you exact revenge? So you best know 100% for sure, without a doubt, that this individual did what you think they did. And the third reason why exacting revenge is a waste of your time and you should not pursue it is because until you've exacted that revenge, every single time that you think about that injury or that wound or that offense, tears it right back open again. It doesn't heal. And vengeance and revenge, they're not a Band-Aid, they're not sutures, they're not Bactroban. They do nothing. It does zero to heal you from those wounds, from that offense. So why undertake this type of behavior or this action that will have zero ability to heal you? It's a waste. Time is your most valuable currency. Why would you waste it on someone who has wounded you? You shouldn't. You shouldn't waste it on those that wound you, that offend you, that aren't doing things that are in your best interest or doing things from a place of love, caring, and concern. Now, I will tell you, just because this individual may have taken action that offended you or wounded you or injured you from a place of love, caring, and concern, that doesn't mean they get absolution either. Just remember that. And just because you're not going to seek vengeance doesn't mean that your feelings concerning that offense, that injury, or that wound aren't real and aren't valid, because they are. So no one is taking that away either. Just remember that. So the wound is real, the offense is real, your feelings are real. But always looking for vengeance doesn't give you the chance to build the resiliency or the coping mechanisms to deal with those types of situations. It leaves you in a place of anger, rage, or hatred. And when those emotions are first and foremost, guess what? You are unable to feel love, connection, or happiness. And that's great if it's just you that's being affected. But I promise you, if you are unable to feel love, connection, and happiness, there's a ton of collateral damage for the people around you. So you're seeking vengeance on this one individual or this one group, but look at all of the other individuals that are being affected by you seeking vengeance or revenge. Think of all the time wasted. Time is your most valuable currency. You will not get it back. I'm saying this over and over again. Why? Because so many individuals waste that currency. Stop wasting it. There's so many other things you could be doing that could provide better, time for you, the people around you, make you more successful, make more money, all of the things that you're not doing because you're busy worrying about seeking revenge. It's a waste, total waste. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it over again. I'm going to say it a third time. I'm going to say it 100 times until you listen. But walking away and saying, yep, I acknowledge this individual did this. I acknowledge this is the way it made me feel. But I also acknowledge it's not my place to seek vengeance or seek revenge. That's somebody else's job. Guess what that does for you? That gives you the ability to stop the injury, to heal the wound. It gives you resilience. It makes you understand and your mind understand that it's over the minute that you realize someone else or something else is responsible to seek revenge for you, to balance that ledger for you. And it gives you the strength to move on. That person is no longer living rent-free in your brain, no longer consuming your most valuable currency, and is not exacting collateral damage on the people around you. It's what actually makes you a healthier person mentally. And believe it or not, mental health also equates to some physical health. If you're always stressing about how you can exact revenge, if you think that exacting revenge is part of your duty to show that you are, that man or that woman, then it's going to zap. It's going to literally suck the life out of you and even your health. So shift that perspective. Heard me say that a million times already. I'm sure you're sick of it. Shift your perspective. Come to the realization that this individual is a jackhole. They're going to get their fair share of their due. They're going to get paid back for what they do. I promise you they do. And you may not see each and every little thing that cuts at them day after day or, injures them, but you don't need to see it. Much like you don't need to know what punishment your coworker got for showing up late to work 3 days in a row. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Your business is your health and well-being. Your business is your, 6 feet in front of you and the collateral damage around you. Be that example and show, look, they are a jackhole. But I'm not going to let that affect me, take me down, bring me down, or keep me from reaching my goals, setting goals, making a plan, and setting those priorities that we've already talked about in the last few episodes. Y'all, these are important coping skills. This is what builds your strength to keep moving on that path and that journey forward. And it's not bullshit. It really isn't. If you sat back and thought about every single person that screwed you over, talked shit about you behind your back, did things to maneuver themselves into a better position while squashing you, guys, we'd be at vengeance and revenge all damn day long. I don't want to live there. I don't want to be there. That's on them. That's on their shitty personality, their crappy behavior, their insecurities, their knowledge gaps, and all the rest of it. And it proves they're just not really a great person. So what does that mean? That means you don't associate with those individuals. But following through exacting revenge, this is how you end up on Dateline and shit. Don't do that shit. Okay? There is no person on this planet worth going to prison for. There, I said it. I'll say it again. You don't need to do any of this stuff. You don't need to end up on Dateline. Just extract yourself from that individual. Now, who knew when I was like 13 years old that comment made to me, that statement made to me, wasn't going to come full circle until just a few weeks ago, when I realized in a conversation with some individuals that we do spend a lot of time worrying about what people have done to us, what people have said about us, and why. Why are we doing that? We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be worrying about that. We shouldn't be thinking about that. I know it's easy for me to say, but I will tell you that I didn't understand the resilience part of it until just a few weeks ago, and I realized it literally lets you off the hook. And then it allows you to start healing from those wounds and to move on. And it's very similar. I talk about this when I speak to brand new EMTs and healthcare providers, nurses and things like that. And I try to talk to them about the coping skills they'll need to do this job. And I tell them, you don't save anybody, okay? You don't. You delay the inevitable because we're all headed in the same direction. None of us gets out alive. There's 100% compliance. I certainly have never seen anyone that lives forever. This isn't the movie The Highlander, and none of us are from the Clan MacLeod. So we're not going to live forever. All right? And it's true. And if you think that the 20 minutes that you're going to spend with this patient is going to change 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of them screwing up their body, eating shitty food, not taking care of themselves, not doing all the things that they know they should be doing, you're a fool. And you're setting yourself up for emotional and psychological disaster. Stop doing that to yourself. If you do everything you can possibly do to the best of your ability, and the patient fails to respond in a positive manner, ladies and gentlemen, it was their time to go. And now, if you're going to sit here and try to tell me that you're more powerful than your God or whatever entity it is that you think controls the multiverse, that's pretty ballsy. Because you're not. Because if you were, you would have been able to stop all kinds of things from happening, right? But you're not. So why are we doing the same thing? Why are we not building resiliency inside of our own brains? Doesn't mean you can't be sad for someone's situation. Doesn't mean you can't understand what they're going through. But why would you want to take on all of that emotional pressure, that psychological, crap, when it's so unnecessary? It's unnecessary. You should be working on building those resiliency tools in your toolbox to make sure that you're able to go home at the end of the day, get up and come back to work the next day, or get up and function around your family and your friends or your classmates and your colleagues, whatever the case may be. We need to stop fooling ourselves and thinking we're running around wearing capes, because we're not. That's not our job. We don't have an S on our chest under our clothes. We don't slip into a phone booth and change from our daily wear into some leotards and start flying through the air. No, that's not what we do. So understand that building resilience, mental resilience, and toughness is important to your survival. It starts with reframing your brain to let go of things like seeking revenge and vengeance, all the way to understanding that your job as a healthcare provider is not to save the world. It's to intervene when you can, with whomever you can, to give them time to potentially improve their own outcomes. You should not carry the weight of every single call, of every single interaction, no matter what you do. I don't care if you're an educator. I don't care if you're a cop, a firefighter, EMT, paramedic, physician, physician's assistant, nurse practitioner, nurse, certified nursing assistant, patient care technician. Your job is not to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Your responsibility, dare I say, is to be as skilled as you can possibly be and to do your job to the best of your abilities with all of the tools at your disposal. And that is all. Period. End. The end. And when you're in training and people start telling you all their war stories and all the wild things that have happened, and oh yeah, we've got them. Sometimes they were everyday occurrences. Those are snippets of time, little pieces here and there. Those do not take place every single day, every single hour of every single shift that we've ever worked. They just don't. And we have to get right with that whole concept and understand that we are here to do a specific job. We're not here to get emotionally entangled with every single person. Okay? Do we have a drive to help humanity? We do. But you also can't fix stupid, for God's sake, okay? You can't. So when people are running around after years and years and years of being told to stop smoking, okay, or that this is your brain on drugs, this is your brain, right? Like, cut it out. You cannot effect those changes. And that's not being said to make people hard and unemotional. But you have to protect yourself at all costs. You must. Or maybe these types of jobs are not for you. That is also a consideration. And guess what? Nothing wrong with starting down a path and realizing, I don't have the wherewithal to do this job. I don't have the psychological makeup to withstand this job. And that goes for any job. I don't care if you're a draftsman. I don't care if you're an engineer. I don't care if you're a plumber. I don't give a shit what job you decide you want to do. But if it's not for you, there's zero wrong with saying, this isn't for me, and I want to try something else. And I don't care if you're 15, you're 25, you're 40, or you're 60. You have abilities to try something new. And there is an amazing freedom in not giving a shit what anybody else thinks. Because I got news for y'all. If they're not feeding you and they're not funding you, their opinion does not count. There's another F word. I won't say it here today, but you all know exactly what I mean. Any of you that know me have heard me say it. If you're not funding me and you're not feeding me, you can take a hike because your opinion does not count. And I promise you, every single person has an opinion about everything. And 9 times out of 10, they think their opinion should be heard. So they open their mouths and the shit flows out. Don't listen. There is an amazing freedom when you finally get to the point where you realize no one else's opinion counts. And a lot of us spend a lot of time worrying about what everybody else thinks. Don't. It's a waste of your currency. Be authentically you. Don't live for other people. Don't do something that you really don't want to do just because it will make someone else, happy or proud of you or, whatever crap they spew or it's part of the family business. We got to do the family business. Look for the things that align with who you are as a person, not with what somebody else thinks your alignment should be. Because you're literally going to, really hate getting up every day and doing your job. You're not going to enjoy it. And you should enjoy it. You should enjoy what you do for a living. You spend a third of your day, 5 days a week, doing this job. So why wouldn't you? So I know that we've discussed in an overreaching way many episodes so far about wasting your most valuable currency. I think everybody's starting to understand just how important it is, and that there are many, many ways in which we do waste our most valuable currency. Rest is not one of those ways that we waste. Enjoyment of life is not a waste of currency. Laughing every single day is amazing, and it's some of the best medicine out there. And I ascribe to that. That's part of my religion. If you're not having a good time and laughing about it, maybe you should rethink what you're doing. I can find a way to joke about just about everything and anything. And those of you who have been around me long enough are fully aware of that. I will crack a joke about pretty much any damn thing. Because what is life if you can't laugh? If you can't enjoy yourself? What's life without chocolate? Pretty much the same boring ass shit. Nobody wants that. Gotta have some really, and I don't mean cheap chocolate, okay, people? I'm talking about some good chocolate. Dripping with caramel, almonds, pecans. You get the idea. So, life is too short for revenge and vengeance. Life is too short for shitty chocolate, crappy whiskey, okay, and shitty dessert. Don't do it. And stay the hell away from shitty people. Don't spend your time around them, because all they're going to do is make you feel shitty. Let them go be miserable in their own corner. Let them go do their thing. You go find some other crew to hang with. Other people that will, give you inspiration, that will make you laugh. At the very least, make you laugh. Because, honestly, it's a good time. So drop revenge and vengeance at the door, right along with wasting any of your great currency, your most valuable currency, because life is too short for shitty people. And that's, I can't say it any more plainly than that. Keep them at arm's length if they're family, and you can deal sitting in the same room with them, but you don't have to engage them beyond that. And the reason for this conversation this week is because it's been a conversation for the past 3 weeks with a large number of my colleagues, friends, and family on how you handle individuals who bring out the worst in you or who constantly find a way to trip you up. We just have to build resiliency. We have to see through the bull and get ourselves prepared to just walk our own path. Nobody needs friends like that, right? Nobody. I sure the shit don't. I don't have that much more time left. So I'm not playing that game. See the door? It's right there. And you don't like my opinion? That's all right. Look, the line forms to the left. See ya. I don't really give a shit. And neither should you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for accepting my invitation to this little section of the multiverse. This is the Salty Goddess Podcast. Please be sure to subscribe, follow, share, and leave a little bit of love everywhere you listen to your podcasts. I'm Margaret Perry. I'll see y'all next week for your midweek guilty pleasure. See ya.